Good evening. Tonight I wanted to make a yoga class that I think of as yoga for dads. I guess in particular my dad, since I only have one. But I also think that you could look at it as a yoga for anyone who's maybe made it 65 years of their life without having done any yoga, but could maybe benefit from a little bit in between the hydrocortisone shots. I know those are good stuff too. So with that being said, the intent of it will be something that's a little bit shorter and a little bit less intense. So, just kind of yoga light, like dipping your toes in the water just a little bit. And I wanted to do that because my dad was such a great supporter of my last video, and also wanted to do something nice for the people that are in my life that mean a lot to me. So with that being said, I'm going to do a lot of it on this piano bench. Something to sit on would be good. Without a back also might be more helpful, but I think you could use a regular chair. And then also bring a towel. I just have this junky old one because I do some weird core things on the hardwood floors with it, but any old towel will do. We're not gonna get too crazy with that. And then, so grab those things. You can always hit pause and then return when you're ready. And then with that being said, tonight's kind of focus and grounding centering will be on that you're really never too old or too late or too not good enough or whatever excuse you might be making, or never too much to start anything. You would just show up and the thing will kind of adapt to you. Before you know it, you'll be going places that you didn't think you could go. So don't set any limitations on yourself, and there's no right or wrong way to do something. As you're going to see tonight, there'll be a lot of adaptations, and it's really just about what works for you, because it's your practice, it's your anything, whatever you want to get started in. So go ahead, and whenever you grabbed all your stuff, go ahead, take a seat. Close your eyes. Try to keep your spine straight so that you're still in your body, but relaxed. And then just start to let go of anything that you've been thinking about or worried about. I know I've got plenty. And just start to breathe nice and easily. You can start to focus on the breath going in and out through the tip of your nose. So if you need some place for your mind to go, you can focus it there. And then let your breath be soft as it flows in and out. And start to maybe check in with your body and see where you might be holding on to anything, any kind of gripping. A lot of times in your shoulders, in your chest, in your jaw, in your feet. And then to see where you might be gripping and see if you can maybe grip just a little bit less. Continuing to follow the breath in and out through your nose. Noticing your chest rise and fall. Continuing to let your breath be nice and easy. And if that's where all your energy can go, just to breathing in and out. You don't need to do anything else right now other than to have really high quality, wonderful breaths that just fill your whole body up with energy, life, peace, easiness. And then we'll come into some tempo breathing for relaxation. So it'll be a count of 4. Inhale to 4, hold for 4, exhale to 4, hold for 4 on the out. So I'll guide you through it. So you'll go inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Now go ahead and return to your regular breathing pattern. You can let go of that tempo. And then again, try to let your breath be soft and let that softness carry into your muscles and your joints and whatever else has been tense throughout your day, and let it just go. And see if you even stand up a little bit taller as some of your muscles maybe start to soften and let go of anything that might be gripping. All right, and then from here in our seated position, we'll just start warming up the spine. So we'll go ahead and do some nice easy neck rolls. You can go all the way around if you want, or you can just do the side pulls in the front. And then you can reverse direction. Really just start to let those movements come into your neck, moving in a lot of different directions that maybe you don't move throughout the day. And if you find any interesting spot, you can just kind of linger and hold there. Roll back the other way, flip the direction on it. And your muscles mix it up. We normally have so many movement patterns that often your body gets used to moving in certain and specific ways. And so kind of when you flip the scenario on it, you catch your muscles by surprise and help them loosen up. All right, so go ahead and take 2 neck rolls to the left. And then I'll have you take 2 to the right. And then we'll go ahead and go for a little neck stretch. So interlace your fingers and kind of place them on the back of your neck here. And then just let your neck fall forward and use the weight of your hands kind of as traction to kind of weigh your head down. But at the same time, you want to keep your core in and keep your back straight so that you're getting a nice stretch up through the neck and the trapezoids. And I'll just let you breathe into this one since I can't talk too well here anyway. Breathing in and out through your nose. All right, and then come back up and out of that. And go ahead and take some shoulder rolls. Start by going backwards. See if you can make them as big as you possibly can to really unwind any of that tension there that comes from holding up your scapula and using your arms for all that hard work that they've done for you all day. So get some nice big shoulder rolls. And then we'll go the other way. Shoulder rolls forward. And see if you can get your scapula. Think of it, when you're in the back, your scapula are down trying to touch your hips. And then when they come up towards the back, think if you can try to get your scapula to touch your ears. And then reach them out forward if you were going to grab something. So if you think of these 3 little points to reach towards, hips to your ears, and then out towards the front, and then kind of cycle between that circle or triangle and hit all those far points. Really get into that range of motion there. Hit all the spots. And now after you loosen that up a little bit, we'll take some thoracic spine twists. So I like to hold my hands here if that range of motion is tricky for you. It's really the same thing if you're here, if you're here. Just make sure you don't hit anything. So once you've got your hands externally rotated, so palms facing up, whichever way you choose to do it, and then you'll just rotate. So stay seated so your hips should stay in line, and you're just rotating the top of your spine. I always get a few good pops when I do this, so I just rotate back and forth, unwinding all that stuff. And if you want to, you can try to inhale as you rotate left and exhale as you rotate to to the right, so that your body kind of moves in time with a rhythm, or vice versa. Find your own rhythm, be your own boss. Oh, I just love this. It unravels some of my shoulder muscles, my back muscles. So just keep going and breathing a little bit more here. And then we'll rotate the lower spine. So go ahead and take your left hand on your right leg, and then this is why I like the stool better than the chair. And then take your right hand back here and go ahead and rotate for a twist. But with a chair, you just find something to grab onto. And remember, it's not about how deep you twist, it's not about how far you go, it's really just about waking up the spine. So try to think intentionally about each one of your vertebrae. I know that's hard, there's a lot of them. I'm a nurse and I don't even know exactly how many. But if you can think about giving them all their own space to be themselves, separate out. All right, and then we'll rotate to the other way. Hand on your thigh. Once again, trying to give each one of those vertebrae the space that they can need to breathe and innovate. I recently started going to a chiropractor, and I thought this was really interesting. Some of you may already know this, but since the spine contains all of your nerves that innervate your organs, your skin, your blood vessels, really everything, they said that taking care of the spine and making sure none of those nerves are pinched will really help all of your body parts. And I didn't notice the difference in everything from all of my chiropractic treatments, but I definitely noticed some differences, and the concept still made a lot of sense to me, so I definitely was into it. All right, come back to center, and then we'll do one of my absolute favorites, tried and true, absolutely simple, seated cat-cows. So start with your cow pose. Take your chest forward and your shoulders back. Once again, see if you can try to get a little movement with each one of those vertebrae. And then on your exhale, go ahead and round your spine. Lean forward. Inhale, come into your cow pose. Chest forward, shoulders on your back. Exhale, cat pose, rounded spine. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. All right, now we'll go ahead and stand up and get a little bit more work. So I don't want to make this too intense, but again, I've always found that getting a little bit of heat into your muscle groups will help them open up a little bit more. So we're going to do a little bit of a lunge pose here. And again, I'm thinking about this for my dad, but of course wherever you're at, and maybe he can do things I don't even know about. But we're going to take just any old lunge pose will do. You want to keep your feet hip width apart for balance. And you're just going to kind of come into some bobbing lunges. So really the idea is that you're waking up these hip muscles. So you got some blood flow in there so that they're warm and then they're a little bit looser. So you go ahead and take some movement here. And of course you can go way on to a much deeper lunge pose if you want more stretch. But really, as long as you keep your pelvis in a good position, you know, if you think about your pelvis like a bowl and keep it scooped up, then pretty much even a little lunge can give you a lot of benefit. So, do about 5 more here. If you want to do more, by all means, really get that going. And then we'll go to the other side. That's the great thing about home yoga, always one of my favorites. When I find something that I really want to do more of, you hit pause and you do more. And if you also aren't feeling it, then you can just sit there and take a little breather. So, in the meantime, get those legs nice and warm, lubed up. All right, so when you've done enough on either side, go ahead and come back into, we'll start here, and we're gonna go ahead and take a tree pose, a little bit modified for whatever you need. If balance is tricky for you, then we'll go ahead and start just by externally rotating the leg. This is really just about an external stretch of your leg. So it doesn't matter if you're here. This is classic tree. Right here is just as good. And once again, like I said, it's all about how you move your pelvis. So use your toe for balance. Keep that leg externally rotated. You can put your hand on your thigh to keep it in line. And then again, try to keep your pelvis in its bowl shape, scooping up so that your core is aligned and you still can get that nice stretch through the external rotators here. And then once you found your pose, again, traditionally it's like this. If balance is new to you, you can always hold on, bring something closer. Like I said, the point is about the external rotation. And then go ahead, and if you want to close your eyes, you can close your eyes. And we'll go ahead and take 4 breaths here. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And then we'll go ahead and go to the other side. So go ahead and plant that right foot, or whatever side you did first, it really does not matter. And go ahead and take your external rotation, prop yourself up, and then go ahead and check in with your pelvis. Make sure it's lined up right so that you get the good stretch. And we'll go ahead and take 4 more breaths. Always extend your hands overhead. Bring them back into your prayer position. You can even just let them hang low if that feels good. So go ahead and take 4 breaths on this side. All right, and then we'll go and come into a modified version of downward facing dog. Again, the classic version is definitely like all the way on the ground, like this, but there's really no reason you have to do that if it isn't what's working for your body. So go ahead and find a piece of furniture, any old furniture. I'm gonna do this because it's close to me, but if you have something higher up, you can do that too. And then go ahead and walk yourself back to kind of whatever position feels like all your limbs are extended. And then once again, you want to let your head come in line with your arms. And once again, this is really about where you line up your pelvis. So what you don't want is for your back to be all arched. If you're like that, then you need to adjust your legs to where you can come into a place that you can kind of scoop your pelvis and keep your spine straight. So that's in or out. You'll just have to check. You can always go to a mirror, put your hand on your back. Again, this will be bad. It really doesn't matter how deep you go. And so you should feel something in the backs of your legs, calves, stretching your upper back. So once you can move around and find that space that's good for you, go ahead and push into all 4 corners of your feet so that you can feel your arches lift, and then you'll feel a lift through your quads and get a stretch in your hamstrings. And then go ahead and take 4 breaths here. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. I might have lost count. Inhale, exhale, and then we'll go ahead and come out of that. And so we hit the external rotation, we hit the back side, and now I just want to make sure we stretch the front side. So again, using a piece of furniture is really good for this. Find something you can hold on to in the front, so you can just grab a chair. And you can go ahead and put your foot back on this, and then with your furniture to hold on to if you need to, bring it close enough where you can stand up tall, and you should feel a nice stretch right through your hip flexor. And these guys can get really tight really easily from all the sitting that we do. And your hip flexor is actually like a very large muscle that connects from the front of your thigh, and it crosses over in the back, and it connects on the back of your pelvis. So it's really deep. It can be hard to access with all that meat right there. And if it's too short, it's going to tip your pelvis forward and crunch your low back. And a lot of people have back pain, particularly sciatica from this. So it's a really important guide to stretch. I definitely encourage you not to skip this no matter what. But you know, if you're at home, you do you. So, all right, go ahead, and now that I've talked, come into your center, take a few breaths. And you can hold on to whatever you need to hold on to. I'm loving it. I hope you are too. All right, and then go ahead and switch sides. Again, you still can hold on for balance. Balance will come with time. You know, you just keep at it. Another great thing about home yoga, no one knows where you are. You can get into whatever funky setup you need to do to feel good in your body. And who's gonna say anything? I mean, maybe whoever you're living with, but they're stuck with you already, so. All right, take your 4 breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. All right, looks like we're starting to lose light, so we gotta hurry up, but we're gonna do the top of the body. You go ahead and sit back down now if you would like to. You can stay standing if you are feeling jazzed, ready to go. But we'll go ahead and take some cactus arms. You wanna start like this. Keep your elbows in line with your shoulders. And then this is just my favorite movement. Wake them up, get them going. Hands up, and then bring them down. And again, you can raise them with your inhale, lower with your exhale. Get those shoulders nice and juicy. Blood flowing all around that rotator cuff. Okay, a couple more of these. It should be nice and warm. And then go ahead, grab onto your right wrist with your left arm, or whichever side you want to do. Do a nice little side stretch. And then go ahead, come back to center, get your arms nice and set, side stretch on the other side. And then we'll do a good one. Grab a towel, and honestly, it doesn't matter. You can just get it where you can grab onto it and hold it behind your back with, say, your right arm, and then grab onto it with your left. And if your first grab doesn't feel like you're stretching anything, go ahead and try to rotate your elbow up a little higher and grab on a little bit tighter, a little bit higher on your rope, so it should look like this from behind. And again, you just continue to shorten the distance if you're not feeling anything, but probably you should. And even if you don't feel too much, if you continue to hold it for a little bit, a few things should start to light up. So go ahead and do that. This is always one of my favorites. It gets intense after a while, but like I said, we're not going intense in this class, so we're just kind of trying to wake things up and move everything in every direction. All right, and then we'll go ahead and go to the other side. So towel in your other hand, dangle it down your back, grab on, check in, see how you're feeling. If it feels too loose and you're not feeling anything, go a little tighter. If it feels intense, back off. And then we'll just go ahead and breathe into this stretch. And again, you want to, a lot of times it's really easy to let the spine round and attempt to get deeper position, but really you're not getting any extra shoulder stretch, you're just getting spine stretch, and we did a lot of that earlier. So keep your spine straight, let your shoulders do the work. All right, a couple more breaths there. Again, hold this for longer if you want to. And then we'll do a grasshopper stretch. Cross your right arm across your chest and use it to fold. Again, you can be wherever you need to be. Get those outer deltoids back. And again, sticking with your breath. You don't need to do anything right now except be in your body. Feel your body. Feel all the nooks and crannies, the aches and pains, where it feels good. Are you feeling better? Are you feeling lighter? Are you feeling worse? You know, just go ahead and raise your sides. Just let it be what it is. You have nothing to accomplish, nothing to do other than move through some funky positions and see if maybe you feel a little bit better. All right, and then the last one is actually one of my favorites, and if you have time, you should stay in this for a long time. Move that over here. So go back to your towel, and it'll just depend on your body size. I think for me, I'm gonna roll it like so. So this is my size. Depends on you. And where I'm gonna lay down, I'm gonna put this roll right in my spine, kind of like right about here, so right between your shoulder blades. And then you go put it on the ground and lay on it. So it's right beneath your shoulder blades. And it won't feel very deep at first, but as you lay here and let your hands out to the side, palms up, close your eyes and go back to all that tempo breathing that we've done. You'll start to feel that the slight elevation of the towel, raising your spine up, and the weight of your arms down will really allow your chest to open up and relax. And you can lay your feet out straight. I obviously don't have that space, so I'm going to curl them up. But go ahead and get comfortable. If you can, stay here for 5 minutes. But again, the intent was to be not intense, short and sweet, so even just 2 minutes. And go ahead and just focus on your breath going in and out of your nose, or thinking of all the exciting things you can do, no matter how old you are. The world is your oyster. All right, and on that note, thank you for practicing. Namaste.